to BizChicks TV. We're here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle so you can build a profitable business that's fun to run. Here are your hosts.
Good morning, everyone. Hey, we just are so glad to be here. I'm excited. Robin's in the house. Robin, we're so glad to see you. And we just want to welcome everybody back to the show. It's time for Happy Healthy Habits with Robin, Shimizu, and friends.
And friends is an important piece.
So I'm Carolina from Biz Chicks, and we just want to welcome all of you to the show today. What do you have for us today, Robin?
Okay, so next week, I think spring is the first day of spring, sometime in the third week in March. And I tried to look up the date, and it's like the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, right? It doesn't, I can tell, it's really weird. I don't know what it is. Anyway, next week, spring is sprung. And I saw a show that this Dr. Tara Narula was talking about preparing for allergy seasons. So I thought it'd be a good time for us to remind people about how they can prepare for allergies. And she had some really, really great tips. She said that 20% of people suffer from some kind of allergy. That's a lot of people.
Really? That is a lot of people.
And she says it's getting worse. People are suffering more and more and more with allergies because of climate change and the changes in the environment.
I was going to ask, what is causing that? Okay.
Yeah. She says it's starting earlier, it's lasting longer, it's more intense, there's more pollen in the air, and it's all caused by, she believes, climate change. And there's also major cities that are becoming worse for allergies for the first time. And I don't know why that is, but
interesting. Well, I live in Sacramento, and it's called the City of Trees.
That's right. So spring are tree pollens, summer are grass pollens, and the fall are weed pollens. And she's saying, you know, it has to do with, of course, the temperature increases and drought and pollution and all that stuff. Okay. So then they talked a little bit about, okay, so what do you know if you have a cold, or do you know if you have allergies?
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
Yeah. And so a cold will come on suddenly. It'll last for 1 to 2 weeks. Sometimes you have fever and all that other stuff. But the symptoms of the sneezing, the coughing, the blowing your nose and all of that are still allergy symptoms. So that's what you can tell the difference is if your allergies come and go, if they last longer than 2 weeks, then it's probably an allergy, not a cold. And you're not going to get infections necessarily from allergies unless you get like a sinus infection. You get something else that's related. But you're not going to get yellow discharge from your nose and things like that.
Okay. Good morning, Dr. Tachi.
So she says 2 weeks ahead of allergy season, you start to prepare. And so that's now. And so if you're an allergy sufferer, she says you prepare your house. You get your HEPA filters. When you go outside, you protect yourself, basically. And you come in from outdoors, you shower and you wash your clothes. You wear masks when you go outside. You go outside more in the afternoon than in the morning because apparently the allergies are heavier or the pollen's heavier in the morning time. You watch the pollen count on the television. You just protect yourself as best you can. And you keep your windows and door closed. But most importantly, you talk to an allergist and you get a plan. Yeah. And they will help you decide what medications you can take prophylactically, antihistamines and things like that you can take to help your situation. But she says, the most important thing is to be proactive because there are lots of things you can do to protect yourself. So that was it. I am lucky. I don't really suffer from allergies. So I'm very lucky, but you can get allergies at any time of your life also, she was saying.
Yes, and I find that it depends on where I am on the planet. Like if I run into some new flora and fauna, sometimes I will get an allergy. I'll find myself sneezing or, you know what I mean, or whatever. And that is when I found out, there's a thing called allergies.
And some people are allergic to certain kinds of trees, for instance, like pines or something like that. So you just have to know yourself and be aware, huh? And,
Yes.
and take care of ourselves in that way. So, yeah, that's it.
Okay.
That's all I have.
See an allergist, folks. If you suffer on, you suffer regularly from this, and it's seasonal.
Yes.
So with that, what do you have for us today, guest-wise?
Oh, we have Lynnis Woods-Mullens with us. We're always so excited to see her today. So I'm going to read her bio, but it's a little long, so it's going to take me a minute. But I want to read her bio because it's so important. Okay. So Lynnis Woods-Mullens is a certified holistic and wellness expert and for women over the age of 40. She's the founder of Praise Works Health and Wellness, a mind, body, and spirit wellness company that specializes in educating women 40 and over on wellness. She's been doing this for over 17 years. It might be 18 years now because I think this is a little, I don't think it's been updated more recently. She has, I'm trying to find myself here. I'm sorry.
Okay, take time.
Yeah. She, Lynnis currently serves on several boards regionally and nationally. Lynnis attended Spelman College, University of California, Davis, certified holistic health coach. She's a certified holistic health coach. She's a certified nutrition coach. She's a certified life coach. She's a certified yoga and Pilates instructor. Lynnis is currently working on her certification in International Coaching Federation. She lives in California with her hubby of 4 grown daughters, and I think it's now 7 grandchildren. So with that, that's our Lynnis Woods-Mullens, and we always are so excited to see her.
Let's welcome her to the stage.
Yes.
Good morning, Lynnis.
Good morning. Yeah, I'll send you an updated version. I don't know which version that is, but I'll send you.
I didn't bring my paperwork with me.
Okay. That's okay. No problem. It's still true. It's just a couple of updates here. But thanks, ladies, for having me. It's great to have you here today. Today, I thought I would talk about the parasympathetic nervous system. A lot of people are talking about it right now, and there's some, I wouldn't say misinformation, but not a full explanation of what the parasympathetic nervous system is, why it's important, and especially for women over 40. So I just wanted to give you a few points of things you might want to think about, because basically the parasympathetic nervous system is basically what helps play a powerful role in metabolism, fat storage, hormones, and appetite regulation. When the nervous system is under chronic stress, which is not unusual because after 40, you probably have experienced chronic stress or are chronically stressed. The body can shift into a survival mode when you're in chronic stress, which changes the way the body stores energy and also changes the way the body metabolizes the things that you eat. So understanding this connection can help support your body in a more compassionate and holistic way. So real basic, your nervous system is like a communication network between your brain and your body. And it regulates, as I said, your hormones, your metabolism, your digestion, your sleep, your stress responses, and also your energy production. And there's 2 primary states that influence your health: the sympathetic state and the parasympathetic state. Right. Now, the sympathetic state is often called the fight or flight. You've heard of the fight or flight response. That's when your body is in constant ready to attack. And, back in prehistoric times, being in an elevated chronic stress was probably very common because they were running from large animals. They had to hunt food with spears, and there was just a lot of things going on. Now, at their particular time, it may not have been stressful for them because that's how they live. But the body could tell that they were frightened when they were running away from animals, that they were frustrated when they were trying to buy food, whatever it was, trying to hunt food, whatever was going on. And so the body learned to protect itself by raising the cortisol levels. So every time the body feels that it's stressed or in trouble, it goes to that fight or flight response. The problem is that over time, being in that chronic state, having the sympathetic state always armed, is that it causes inflammation. And inflammation,
Mm.
of course, adds up to a host of things, including lowering our estrogen, which really causes huge issues because estrogen is responsible for 400 processes in the brain. So when the estrogen begins to lower, a lot of things start happening to our bodies. But one of the things that happens is that our gut health becomes compromised, our immune system definitely becomes compromised, our progesterone goes down, and that is really important because that's what helps to calm us and helps us to go to sleep and helps us to shut down so we can digest food properly and so on and so forth. So one of the things you want to pay attention to is a sympathetic state, because when it's activated, your cortisol levels go up, your blood sugar levels go up, your insulin sensitivity is enhanced, and your fat storage also, it's governed by that. So this state is helpful for short-term stress, but can create big problems if it becomes chronic. And many of us have this chronic problem of being armed for, the fight or flight response. Now, the parasympathetic state is the rest and repair state. And in this state, the body is able to digest your food properly, balance hormones, repair your tissues, and also it regulates your metabolism. So supporting this state is key for your long-term wellness. So there's a couple of things that you can do to kind of help you with this. Understand that estrogen truly does regulate your metabolism and your insulin sensitivity. So the more you learn about ways to lower your cortisol levels, the better you will be for estrogen levels, and the better you'll be in terms of helping to enhance your parasympathetic state. The other thing that you want to know is that progesterone is the calming hormone, okay, that affects the nervous system. So when you get really low levels of progesterone, you have issues with anxiety, sleep challenges, and increased sensitivity. And the other piece is that your muscle begins to change as you get older, over 40. After 40, natural muscle loss occurs, and that's why you really need to have strength training to help maintain that muscle mass. And the muscle helps support your blood sugar balance and your metabolic activity. So maintaining muscle becomes increasingly important during this particular stage of life. And also the gut brain, that's something else that's impacted when your parasympathetic nervous system isn't intact. When your sympathetic nervous or chronic stress is governing it, then you have issues around gut inflammation, microbiome imbalance, and nutrient absorption. So there's all kinds of ways, all kinds of things that can happen. Before I tell you what you should do, I do want to let you know some signs that your nervous system may be under stress. Okay. If you've got any of these signs, one or two of them, you might want to take a look and see what you can do to try to reduce the stress in your life, and definitely get rid of chronic stress. Unexplained weight gain, fatigue, sleep disturbances, brain fog, sugar cravings, digestive discomfort, and just feeling wired but tired. Meaning when you wake up in the morning, you may have had a full night's sleep and you have energy, but you still feel tired. These symptoms often occur together in many cases and may indicate that the body, it definitely needs to more support in regulating your stress. Now, there's certain things you can do nutritionally to support your nervous system. You want to incorporate healthy fats like avocado, olive oil, nuts and seeds. Nuts, a eating pattern that includes nuts and seeds is really super important. There's so many mineral supplementation that can happen with nuts and seeds. And also it definitely addresses a lot of needs in the body. In fact, our ancestors way back, they lived off of nuts and seeds. Some of these other things that we eat. Protein sources are important as well. Eggs, fish, beans, lentils, and Greek yogurt. And let me just put a big rah-rah for black beans and garbanzo beans, which are really good for hormone balancing. But this protein supports blood sugar stability, and it does help to reduce your cravings. And you want to make sure you're eating magnesium-rich foods like spinach, Pumpkin seeds are really good. They have the zinc in it, which is important. Almonds and dark chocolate. Magnesium is known to support relaxation and muscle recovery, and a lot of women under 40 are probably magnesium deficient. Now, there are several different kinds of magnesium citrate and magnesium glycinate. Magnesium citrate, I believe, is the one that's for digestion, and glycinate is the one that helps to relax you for sleep. Usually, in most cases, we are low in magnesium, so you might want to consider a magnesium supplement, determine which one you need, and you can determine that by help with your practitioner or your health coach or whoever you're working with to maintain your overall wellness. And the other thing is that movement is really important because that supports your nervous system balance as well. Exercise can help regulate stress hormones. And how it does that is that when you start moving, your estrogen levels start going up. And your happy hormones start being produced as well. Your happy hormones cannot be produced in the same volume whenever there's a lot of cortisol present. So if you're feeling depressed or a little down in the dumps, seriously, taking a quick walk can make a big difference because it drives down the cortisol level. The estrogen level starts going up with happy hormones. And so that drives down cortisol. Also, strength training is extremely important when it comes to maintaining your insulin sensitivity and burning fat. If you could do it 3 times a week, 15, 20 minutes a day, that will go a long way. Yoga is extremely important. It's low impact, but has a high impact in terms of your body's ability to work its heart muscle, to get that cardio going without hurting yourself. I know a lot of women think after 40 or even after 50, going hard in the gym, on the ellipticals and the treadmills and all that, doing the ropes and all that, that's really good for you. And it does get your heart pumping. And in some cases it can be good, but using that as your main form of exercise after 40, especially once you're in menopause, can have an opposite effect or have a disappointing impact in terms of whatever your goals are in terms of losing weight or losing inches, because when you go hard that way, it raises your cortisol levels. So if you're not sure what to do in terms of training in the gym, find a trainer that's familiar in working with women over 40, or in particular women over 50, which is really different, because that's the kind of trainer that knows the different kinds of routines and things that you can do that are not going to unnecessarily elevate your cortisol levels. And of course, again, you're concerned about that because of the chronic stress that you may already have going on in your system. So whatever you can do to drive that down is really important. There's some holistic practices that can support your nervous system regulation. Breath work is extremely important. Slow breathing techniques can actually lower your cortisol levels. The 4x4, where you inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, and exhale for 4 counts. Doing that 4 to 5 times a day. Deep breathing. I always say that I truly believe we are a nation of non-breathers, and we are a nation of non-breathers because our sympathetic nervous system is on alert. We're chronically stressed, and so we're always holding our breath for breaking news. And these days, everything is breaking news. But for those of us who grew up, in the era of CNN back in the day, when they used to do breaking news, we boom, automatically what's going on, because they would only use it when it was something that was really, important, traumatic, earth-shattering. Well, it's still planted in the brains of baby boomers and maybe even Generation Xers that breaking news means, oh my gosh, and automatically our nervous system is armed. So breathing helps with that. Also, anytime you feel the need to sigh, that is your body letting you know that your parasympathetic nervous system needs to be reset. Okay. Meditation is really good. Regular meditation supports emotional regulation and mental clarity. That's probably the biggest benefit that people don't realize. It gives your body an opportunity to semi-shut down and reconnect with your sympathetic nervous system. A lot of people say, well, it's hard to calm down because of all of the racing thoughts. That's why they tell you before you start meditation, take some deep breaths, to kind of slow yourself down, try to engage the sympathetic nervous system, and maybe even a little progesterone can come in there to kind of calm you down a little bit so that you can focus on meditation. If you're a beginner, 3x3, that's a process where you do 3 minutes of meditation 3 times a day. And that can really help you to connect and help you to build a discipline discipline of meditation, because we do 3 times a day, 3 minutes. Before you know it, you would have meditated over an hour in a week. So it can be done. Just maybe take it down in bite
I
size.
like that. That
Yeah.
hint. That's a
I do
good
too.
one.
That's
Yeah.
my first time hearing about that.
Yeah, that really does work. Also, spending time in nature. Nature environments can actually calm the nervous systems because of the chemicals that are exuded. That's what we talked about before, forest bathing. It really is relaxing while you're in nature. It makes a huge difference. Journaling is really important because it can help you to release the stress and other feelings that you're having rather than keeping them inside, getting them out of you to clear more space, so that you can relax more. There are also other brain training technologies. I just did a webinar with a group of practitioners, doctors, Chinese acupuncturist, Chinese medicine doctor, about 9 or 10 women who are highly qualified in working with women over 40 and the different things that we deal with from a holistic perspective. And we were talking about this product called Mind Trainer Pro. Mind Trainer Pro works with the brain neurons and with frequencies to help people to better regulate their parasympathetic nervous system. And by the time we finished, all of the practitioners are going to white label this product and sell it to their clients because they could see what a difference. And one of them was a gynecologist, a traditionally trained medical professional who understood the importance of getting that parasympathetic nervous system under control, because when it's out of control, it exacerbates our menopausal symptoms significantly. And also, and I've said this before, and I'll keep saying it, for those people who have said that they've never had any symptoms during menopause, that they didn't get hot flashes, sleeplessness, they didn't gain weight, they didn't have brain fog, it just wasn't a problem. And that's great. But please understand that if you're menopausal, and you will be menopausal, all women become menopausal in terms of their inability to make estrogen to support all the 400 processes that go on in your body. So you may not have it show up when you were in your 40s and your 50s, but what can happen in your 60s and 70s is really interesting and is directly correlated to a lack of estrogen and your lack of ability in terms of awareness that your estrogen was low, and you need to find a way to supplement it, because if you don't pay for it on the front end, then you're going to deal with it later on. And so that's why I say that menopause goes on for the rest of your life. For the 60 and 70, it can show up as osteoporosis. It can show up as heart disease, which is the number one killer of women. And that's the reason why, because of low estrogen that was never addressed, because of women's lack of awareness that even though you don't have the traditional symptoms, you still need to find out what's going on with your estrogen levels so that you can make sure you keep them balanced as much as possible, so that it doesn't cause that later on hardening of the arteries or vascular flow issues to nurture the heart, because that's the number one reason why women get heart disease. It is the number one killer for women, but in particular, lots of times when women show up with an event in ED, it's too late. Yeah. They usually die. So this is something that you really want to get on top of when it comes to supporting your parasympathetic nervous system, getting those cortisol levels down, finding out what your estrogen levels are, and not being in denial about the fact that you're in menopause, and that's okay. It's an opportunity to find out more about what's going on with your body and to address the needs of the body instead of ignoring it and being preoccupied about the fact that you're old. You should be preoccupied about the fact that this is an opportunity to take even better care of yourself than you ever have before. In your 20s and 30s, we didn't think about this stuff. 40s, maybe a little bit, but 50s and 60s and 70s and on, it should definitely be on our radar. So that's why I wanted to talk about the nervous system today.
Wow. It does take a lot of time to take care of yourself, and it does take effort.
Oh my goodness.
And we're younger, we don't take that time, but thankfully, as we get older, we carve that time out. I know.
Yes, absolutely. And I would invite you to come and take a look at what's going on in the Vibe Wellness Woman Network. We're going to have some workshops talking about this very thing. And for the members, our very first group membership meeting is coming up. I think it's next week. And I'm going to be there as your personal coach to answer questions around this piece and also come up with solutions of things you can do. Because usually there's always something that you can do about some of the symptoms you're experiencing experiencing as you age. Just because you're aging doesn't mean that you're getting sick. It means that your body needs some help with supplementation. And it's one thing to get the supplement, but it's another thing to be able to have access to the expertise to tell you how to take the supplement, when to take the supplement, why you want to take the supplement, and how long you should be taking it, because no supplement should be going on indefinitely forever. It's to bring homeostasis or balance into your body, and then maybe you stop for a while, and then when you start seeing some things go on, you start up again. These are the kind of things I'll be talking about with the membership of the Vibe Wellness Woman Network. So,
Oh my goodness.
I have just a really basic question.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm 72, soon to be 73.
Wow.
And I know that my estrogen is non-existent and has been since I had my hysterectomy when I was in my early 50s, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and they took everything. They took everything. So I know that my hormones are kind of off kilter. So do I go to see my gynecologist for that test for my estrogen levels, or can I go see my GP and just tell him I want a hormone check?
Yeah, you should be able to get it through your GP. One of the things that's changing is as of November 11th in 2024, there was another analysis that came out about HRT and women over 60 and the black boxing and all that other kind of stuff. Right now, it's not black boxed anymore. So more doctors are getting training on how to prescribe HRT. So you can go to your general practitioner if they've had the training about HRT, but if not, go to your gynecologist.
Okay.
The gynecologists know the benefits of estrogen. Now, they may tell you that because you are over 65, that you're not a good candidate for estrogen. And it depends, and I would say that it depends on your history. And what it is that you've had experience in the past. If they're unwilling to do HRT, there are definitely natural supplements that can help with your estrogen, that can help with bringing things into balance. In fact, one of them, one is called VitaFem. If you go to the website and click on my wellness resources, you'll see the VitaFem on there, and click on it and just go to the site, take a look at it. It is an all natural plant-based product that leads with things like ashwagandha and L-theanine and lemon balm and valerian root and a bunch of other things. And this was created by a collaborator of mine and a friend, Dr. Sarah Doyle. And she is a functional medical practitioner, and she's got like 50 certifications. Anyway, she is the physician for The Weeknd. And she was doing tours with him, and it was really boring because you just sit backstage unless somebody needs you, right? So she started thinking about her other clients who keep complaining about all these different symptoms. And some of them lived in areas where they don't have a regular physician that can prescribe HRT. And she's not a physician that can prescribe HRT, but she can order panels and tests. And so she started ordering panels and tests on these older clients, and saw how low the estrogen was. And she said, my goodness, I got to do something. Because she also knew, because HRT is black boxed for so many physicians who were afraid to recommend it because of that. And this is before they changed that. So she created over a series of years, this product that is plant-based and herb-based. And it the place of HRT for many women who either don't qualify for the regular HRT or have issues about taking the estrogen patch or vaginal estrogen, but they are still exhibiting symptoms. And it's really good for women over 65 because of how it impacts your estrogen and your progesterone and your testosterone. Your testosterone is one of the main things that gives us energy and helps to maintain muscle mass. So if you go to my website at vibewellnesswoman.com and click on, I think it says, what does it call it? What does it have to look at to see? Yeah, the Wellness Essential Shop. Click on the Wellness Essential Shop. And if you go down a little bit, you'll see the VitaFem. I think it's on here. Is it on here? Oh, it's not on here yet. Shoot. I haven't put it on yet. That's right, because VitaFem is in my store on TikTok. So, I tell you what, if you go to my link tree, and I'll give you the link tree here, the VitaFem is on there. So I got to make sure I put that on today. I'm glad I looked at that. I can't do it all. Shoot.
That's right. We can't. We really can't.
E/YNIS. Okay, there it is right there. That will take you to my link tree, and then you'll click on there and you'll see the VitaFem on there, and click on that. And there's testimonies, there's information about the test and the things that it does for you. I take it. I've got 5 clients that are taking it now, and we sold out on TikTok because women are suffering unnecessarily. and they have fears about the patch, which aren't really, I mean, they're justifiable because of all the things that the gynecologists have said to them about the patch that weren't exactly true. When we had the Midlife Awakening Summit, the gynecologist who started the summit started out by apologizing because of the misinformation that had been out there for years and the unnecessary suffering. Women, you know, are falling and their bones are shattering, and it's just a fall. And their bones should not be shattering, but their bones are shattering because of osteoporosis, because of a bone density issue, which is directly correlated to low estrogen.
Oh, wow.
This is critical, but there's things that we can do. And I invite all of you who listen to this to join the Vibe Wellness Woman Network. We are adding more courses. We are definitely doing workshops. And the good thing about it is that if you can't appear for the workshops, you have access to the replays, and there's just a lot of stuff that's going to be happening that is going to be beneficial for you as we continue to grow the network. So thanks so much, you guys, for the opportunity for me to share about this, because it's something I'm really passionate about. Our women's, can I say this real quickly? Our women's health in this country has been put on the back burner for many, many years. And it's just time for us to start advocating. Go to where it says links on there.
Okay.
Okay, now scale down a little bit. There it is right there. VitaFit, Dr. Great Menopause Supplement. That's it. If you click on that, it should open it up. It's not going anywhere?
Yep. Can you see it?
Not yet. I guess it's thinking.
Okay, well, I can see it.
Okay, yeah, I can see it.
Let me reshare.
It's open in another window. It's open in another window, probably.
Yes, exactly. Let me stop sharing here and go to here it is. Okay. Can you guys see it now?
Yeah, that's Dr. Sarah Doyle. That's the product. And, you know, she was one of the speakers at the summit. And if people had attended the summit, you got it for free for 30 days. And everybody has re-upped it because they can tell the difference.
Wow. Okay. There we are. Wow.
She's one of my top sponsors as well. So please check it out.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Wow, we will do that. I am just I find this whole thing just phenomenal. And I just want to
go ahead, Terry. Sorry.
Yeah, I want to thank you.
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
I was just going to say that
Robin.
Lynnis did a few things today that just really hit home for me. And one of them was the sighing thing, you know, where if you sigh a lot, that you are trying to reset your, you know, and I sigh a lot around my house. And I noticed that myself. And I'm thinking, okay, you're just calming yourself down. You know, so I do.
Yeah, that's your body trying to reset itself. Your body does the best it can to support you regardless of what's going on, whether you take one supplement or not. But eventually, if we're not nourishing our organs and our processes properly, because that's what the aging process is all about. As you age, the body's ability to support you in the way it used to when you were 20 and 30 just begins to leave. That's what aging is. But the good thing is that if you get the education, you find out what your choices are. There are things that you can do. Hey, Dr. Chachi, girl, can I be on your show? I can tell you right now, Dr. Chachi, one of my goals is to do more other people's podcasts. I haven't taken the time to do that in a couple of years, but now I want to try to do at least 4 times a month. So can I be on your podcast, Dr.
There you go. That's not well, she did say welcome back.
That's lovely. Perfect.
I'm sure you'll be hearing from Doc.
Yeah. And anyone else that happens to see it, that you have a podcast that you think that you have women over 40 on, and you think they'd be interested in finding out what's going on with them, with their hormones and their health in relationship to how it impacts your business. Because this right here, over time, it does impact your business because of your lack of energy, your lack of focus and clarity. One other thing that lets you know that your parasympathetic nervous system needs to be reset and that your sympathetic nervous system needs to be brought forth is your startle reflex.
Your what? Startle reflex?
Startle reflex. What was that?
Well, you know, for instance, because I have it bad, and I have to constantly reset my parasympathetic nervous system. My husband can be telling me, "I'm walking into the room, Lynnis. I'm coming into the room. I'm standing behind you," and he'll touch my shoulder. I still do that. Or you'll
Oh,
see something in your peripheral vision, and you know it's coming, but when it actually comes into the room, you startle.
I
Okay.
do that a
mm,
lot
Yes,
too.
the startle reflex is
interesting.
a sign that your parasympathetic nervous system needs to be reset,
Oh
and that
my
your
God.
sympathetic nervous system needs some support. Your cortisol levels need to be lowered, your progesterone. Now, one of the things about the patches, when they give you the estrogen patch, it will raise your estrogen levels, but it also can put the body into a pseudo, it thickens your uterus. So bleeding can start. So they
Mm,
combine the estrogen patch with progesterone. And the progesterone actually is something you probably need anyway, because you will sleep better as a result, because the progesterone keeps the uterus from getting thicker so that you don't end up having a period. So it's actually the estrogen patch and the progesterone. And sometimes they'll also prescribe the estrogen cream, because your vaginal area has a microbiome just like your gut does. And that
mm,
microbiome gets significantly off in terms of the chemical balance and the estrogen balance and all the things that you need to keep your lady parts working and supporting you properly. So estradiol, which is a cream, that's one of the things they might prescribe, is what helps to maintain a thicker vaginal wall so that other things don't come in to cause things like yeast infections, irritation and itching. And of course, there's always the dryness, but it's the yeast infection, irritating, and itching that a lot of women don't attribute to the fact that it's because their estrogen levels are low in their vaginal area. And you can stop that. Otherwise, you'll start having symptoms like I did that reminds you of when you were like back in when you were not
oh,
elementary school, college. Yeah. Yeast infections
mhm,
and things like that, from all the fun things you were doing back then, that you're not doing any longer. I had this at
mhm,
5. I started getting yeast infection. I didn't know what the heck was going on. With all my experience with hormones, I didn't have a clue that was because my vaginal estrogen was low. Once I
mm,
got vaginal estrogen and started using the creams for the itching and chemical imbalance, that went away, and I haven't had a yeast infection anymore. But it's very common for women to start having yeast infections when they get into their 60s, because their estrogen, in terms of their body to produce it, is just about gone, including the adrenals, which is usually your backup. But the adrenals are drained, so they're not functioning, which is exactly the reason why that gynecologist wanted to look into it and is going to purchase the Mind Trainer Pro, because the Mind Trainer Pro helps the body to reset the parasympathetic nervous system and the sympathetic nervous system in such a way that it takes the stress ultimately off of the adrenals, so that the adrenals can help to support the body with natural estrogen production. Not everything that we need, but enough that taking supplements too will give you what you need to feel younger, and in some cases look younger. I mean, estrogen helps with collagen production. I mean, it does, like I said, 400 processes. So if you're not having any symptoms and you're in menopause,
mhm.
I guess you can be proud of that, but please understand that you're in menopause because your body's not producing estrogen. And that's something you need to not be in denial about, and find out what you need to do to replace that estrogen.
All righty. Well, ladies, this subject is just so deep. I want you guys to
Yeah.
become a part of Lynnis's community. Oh my goodness. And you can become a part over there on the Vibe Women's Wellness
Vibe Wellness
Network.
Woman Network, or Vibe Wellness Woman, will take you right to.
Hmm.
It'll
And I
take you.
think I actually did a banner here. Let me know if this is the correct destination. Let's see here. Where did I put it? Here we go. Is that correct?
Mhm.
All righty, dighty. There you go.
Very good. Thank you so much. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate
Thank
you all.
you,
Thank
Lennis.
you.
We really
Dr. Fauci,
appreciate
I'll be in touch.
your contribution. she
Bye-bye.
says, she says, what a wealth of information. Thank you so much again for all
Yes.
you do and how you never fail to answer the call We really appreciate you,
Yes,
Lynnis.
thank
And we
you.
want
Thank
you to
you for
know
the
you're
story.
loved here at Biz Chicks, and you're loved by our fans and your fans.
Thank
So
you.
with that, we will see you soon.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
everybody.
Bye-bye. Okay, so
That was a lot. That was
that was a
great.
lot, and it was great. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Yeah.
Ah, she is her knowledge is so in depth,
Yeah.
and it just flows. It just flows out of her because it's so embedded. We just love it when Lynnis comes, and we always learn so much. Oh my goodness! So
Very
there
true.
is the connection for you to connect with Lynnis.
Mhm.
We want to remind everybody that Biz Chicks now has a new service, and it is the Hidden Revenue Recovery. And you can go to that website. We're the people who are going to help you find the money in your business. If you're not making money or you're not making enough money, give us a call. We'd love to help you with that. Also, if you want to just scan let me put up the QR code for that. There's a QR code. So you've got two ways to connect to that service. And we'd love to help you make more money in your business. Hey, so what do we have coming up next week?
Next week we have Claudia Newman with us.
Mm-hmm.
She'll have a lot of great stuff to share with us. And I think at the end of the month is Jill Weston. And then we're into April already.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh my
And
goodness.
tax season. So
yes.
Yeah.
So Dr. Tachi says to Lynnis, let's talk.
great. That's awesome.
Okay. All right, Talk. I'm sure she'll be connecting with you. With that, we want to remind you it's good to make money in your business. So go to the front of your own line. We hope you have a great time, Robin. And we are just so happy that you were able to join us this morning and guide us through this wonderful program today. We wish you well, and we wish all of you a great day. See you soon. Tomorrow we'll be talking with the Tech Divas. So tune in.
It's a good
Bye-bye. Mm-hmm.
Thank you for tuning in today. We trust you've learned something to help you build a more profitable business and take the hassle out of your hustle. See you next time.